No, dear Lord, y'all. Ernie Evans done a video today on the Whitakers. So here we go.
Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing good. Got plans this weekend to go out and have a good time, and hoping that you guys are going to behave yourself. Oh, no, don't do that. That's not fun. You're never fun. I want to come on just for a second and let you guys know that
this video is 17 minutes long.
What's going on in my world right now. But before I do that, today's a real important day for the Whitaker family. And Betty and Larry are going to the judge to talk about his visitation rights for Ray, Timmy, and Lorraine.
Anybody know if that happened? I did see a comment earlier saying that there was health problems maybe with, I don't know if it was Betty, Larry, or who it was, that they couldn't make the visit. I'm telling y'all right now, if that happened, this ain't gonna look good.
With APS, Adult Protection Services, I'm not sure. I do know that there's a meeting today to talk about visitation. A lot of us are torn on whether they should even be there or not. We've seen a lot of feedback on Facebook, which is good and bad. I mean, there's been some comments very, very negative. But for the most part, you can tell who cares. And I do want to also address that.
I do believe that everybody does care. They want what's best for the three that were removed.
But I'm driving right now. I apologize for being kind of fragmented. But when you go back to this meeting they have today, it's critical because for folks that haven't been following along, the family was separated abruptly, unexpectedly, and there were three mentally challenged family members that were, I guess they were scrutinized for living conditions, and safety reasons, that kind of thing, which, again, that's real.
We don't really know why they were removed, because that's not public information. We're just going by what others on Facebook have said.
Questionable as to how that all came about, but it doesn't matter. That's not why I'm on here. But the family's not been able to see them in over a month. My personal opinion about that is they haven't been given a reason either. They're just saying that they weren't living in the right conditions. That kind of thing. Well, what are the right conditions? They've just learned recently what that is, but they've gotten no feedback at all on their health. They say they're doing good, and I hope they're doing good, and I hope that that's what's really going on. But that's not what always happens. You can just Google things that are happening in nursing homes and in the custody of the state, that kind of thing. And again, I'm not suggesting that there's any foul play or anything like that going on, but
let's keep in mind, he is the one that sent the video to who I used to call Mr. Tooltime Guy, who got concerned about Timmy, and he saw what he thought he saw, and he put it online. Let's just keep that in mind, y'all.
Just because somebody says it doesn't mean it's so, and doesn't represent all three family members. One of them, in my personal opinion, Timmy doesn't even belong there. He can take care of himself. He's very high functional. He's been seen out.
He can take care of himself? Are you serious, dude? He needs help. He cannot take care of himself, in my opinion.
Shopping must be with one of the people that are either a counselor or care worker or something like that. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm glad that they're letting him get out there.
Counselor or care worker? Like, really, are we even sure that that's even true?
Just living his best days. He was fishing and ziplining and doing all kinds of things and going to bluegrass festivals, my God. I mean, all that's been...
He was also being exploited. Whether you want to admit it or not, he was being put online, used for money. That is called freaking exploitation.
Taken away because of some opinions and that kind of thing. So, again, I'm not here to convince anybody of how I feel. There's some people that are adamant that they're in the best hands and they belong there. If you ask the family members, they're non-verbal, but you just have to think about that meeting today. If they do get to see them today, which I don't think that's possible, I hope they do, but it's going to be a...
I don't think that would have been possible.
Reunion, the first time they would have seen each other, from being abruptly pulled out of their home, strapped down to a gurney, and taken in. And some of them are in their 70s. They didn't understand what was going on. Maybe they've adjusted well. Maybe they're doing good. Maybe they've made some friends there. And maybe they're real happy there. But you never... Okay, somebody's saying stop lying. If it didn't matter to you, you would keep bringing it up. I'm bringing it up. This is Rachel. I don't know why you're even saying that. I didn't say I knew anything. I'm giving you my opinion, but...
There is no updates. Why are you bringing it up, dude?
Apparently apparently I'm not entitled. I shouldn't even be acknowledging you right now because I wouldn't question your opinion. But that's pretty typical of somebody who doesn't have any clue what's going on with their family at all. No clue, zero. Don't know how they got there, don't know why they're there, but they want to insert an opinion and tell me what my opinion should be, which I don't have the right to tell her what her opinion is. She ain't got the right to tell me what my opinion is, so I'm just going to pretend you ain't there. I've said too much already. Going back to the same way. The important thing is that the family gets to see their family members. Again, I don't know what's going on. Typically, an attorney would be involved, and those answers would have been provided. And if there was something going on,
in my opinion, I do believe that they should be able to see their family members. But at this point, I'm not sure that they should be reunited, say, back in the home because of the exploitation and the abuse allegations. But I don't know.
If he handled, if there wasn't anything going on, then oh well, then they may be in the best place they could be in, but we don't know that. We're just being told that. It's not my family, it's not my immediate family, but it's a situation that a lot of people care about, millions of people, not just me, millions do. So we're wishing the best of all worlds that there'll be some kind of compromise that they can reach, that they can start seeing them. But I can't stop this image of the reunion of them seeing each other for the first time and over months after being taken out of their homes. It's going to be emotional. They can't go home with them. And that's going to be emotional saying goodbye to on both sides, for Betty and Larry and for...
I cannot imagine that because, yes, that will be emotional for them. And I'm not sure the state would allow the visitation because of how emotional it would be. And the three removed would probably want to go home. I don't know. So that's in my opinion.
Timmy, Lorraine, and Greg, if they get to see him. And I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know what will come out of the meeting, but I do know that we ask you that if you're praying time, please see Ray to the nursing home. Not Timmy, Lorraine, too. I agree with you. Ray, I agree with you. Ray's a little different case. There's three different needs there. In my opinion, only my opinion, and maybe some will agree with me, but Timmy didn't belong there to begin with. He can take care of himself. Timmy was protected.
Timmy can take care of himself. He was protected. But being exploited, dude? Really? Oh my God, this guy. Timmy cannot take care of himself, dude.
Question about PJ and all that stuff, I don't know. There's a lot of information has come out, though. So if you're still one of those that think that he was in danger and being abused, that kind of thing, there's a lot of information online that's come out since then. And yeah, I'm not trying to sway your opinion, but stay up with that because that's going to maybe, it might change yours. I don't know. It certainly changed mine. But I don't want anybody to be in an unsafe environment. But talking about Timmy, he's one of these guys that he may be nonverbal, but he can communicate. He hears what's going on. He knows what you're saying. Now his mother, she responds sometimes she doesn't.
He may know what you're saying, but he cannot take care of himself. He needs 24/7 care, just like his mom and his uncle.
She requires more care. Ray, Ray's a unique cat. You gotta love him. He's just unbelievable. He's not verbal, and he does require some different care because he has some other problems that are some things that would do him some good to work with some of the therapists and with some of the doctors that could help him.
If the state believed that Timmy could not, or he could, take care of himself, they wouldn't have removed him from the home, dude. Like, really?
And I think more time there, I'm not saying he shouldn't come home, but I think the more time he spends there, if they're working on those things and they've made headway, there shouldn't be disruption. I think they should complete that cycle if they can get him. It's incontinence. That's just say what it is. He's another one that seems to understand what people are saying, but he has some issues that could help the lifestyle of the whole family. Betty's getting older. She can't really clean up after him like she needed to. That's one of the things that people are complaining about. So the more time Ray spends there, probably the better. I'd like to know that. That's everybody. That's not my call. It's not anybody else's call. But
why would this dude be okay with Ray and Lorraine being in a facility, but not Timmy? Is it because he's friends with Patrick? Patrick was exploiting Timmy, and everybody else was making money off of Timmy? I just don't understand.
Okay, someone says don't trust info online. Exactly. I agree with that statement too. However, there's been some credible information that has been proofed and it has been fact checked And it has been, someone brought the receipts, basically, and with a timeline that's pretty impressive. If they're not truthful, it's the most credible looking stuff I've seen. And again, I'm not banking on that 100%. I'm not responsible.
Where was this stuff fact checked? Where was this stuff seen? Like, really, this ain't looking good for you, dude.
For the Whitaker family, I'm not involved anymore, but I can't help but be concerned. Some people think it's not my business. It's not. It's my opinion. When you care about a situation.
So you're not involved, but you're speaking on it. For what? Views? Clicks?
That's not up to anybody but yourself and how that goes. So, but again, try to stay positive about it. Betty and Larry, this is family. Whether they get to come home or not, they need to be able to visit them. They need to be able to see their family. This was traumatic for all of them. For every one of them, it was traumatic.
Well, why don't you come to West Virginia and help them then?
It was traumatic for the state workers. They had to come in and do that. I'm sure there's no fun in going in and having to do that and see what happens and how the whole reaction goes from the time they walk in that door to the time they're bringing them to the facility and unstrapping them out of that gurney. And these are grown adults. These aren't children. These are grown adults. And they do have some mental challenges, but they're human beings. They love each other. You gotta imagine.
They are human beings. They are adults.
Lorraine and Ray are in their 70s. It's the only life they've ever known. That's it. They weren't complaining. Ray's smiling all the time and having a good time. And again, some of them were living their best life. They were the happiest they'd ever been. And so that was all taken away. And maybe the state's giving them something more to be happy about. But I can tell you,
I would think they would.
that, you don't just get a caretaker that's sitting next to you 24 hours a day to talk to hang out with, to make you something to eat when you want it, and to allow you to have the freedom to just come and go as you please. If somebody comes over to visit, I mean, it's not like that. There's rules.
Really? Do you know this to be fact, Mr. Ernie?
And they have to be. I mean, Ray might wander up trying to find his family and get lost, and it could be worse. So again, I'm not insinuating there's anything that the state's doing that is unethical, or whatever. But it would be nice to know.
Really? Really, dude? That's exactly what you're doing. Where it sounds like you're doing.
Oh, for a fact that that's the way it is. It's kind of a comforting thing to know that. But anyway, keep in mind that they're there today, and the meeting is very, very critical. And I'm sure we'll see an update on that at some point in time, either by Brian or by Patrick or somebody like that. And I wish they had a family law attorney with them, though, because they do have some rights that I don't think are being exercised.
Family law attorney. They qualify for an attorney through the state.
I don't know. And I'm not shortchanging or criticizing anybody, but I just don't think that Betty and Larry are able to sit there and talk with somebody that does know state law. They do know what their rights are.
But they were able to sign a contract with Patrick and your friend. Well, Patrick is your friend, but Patrick and Eric.
But if there's something going on, they're not going to tell them everything. They're certainly not going to say if something's gone wrong. They're not going to volunteer that information unless it's something that's pertinent that they have to disclose. But if it's right.
Cough it up, dude. Cough it up.